On behalf of the ACP Fish 2 Program Coordinator and the entire team, I would like to thank you for having accepted our invitation to this network meeting.
On behalf of the Coordination Unit for the ACP Fish 2 Program, the Coordination Unit based in Brussels, it falls to me to thank you for taking your time to join us at this network meeting here in Addis.
I want to take this opportunity to extend my warm welcome to you all. On behalf of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Ministry of Agriculture in particular, and that of my own to this occasion, in particular who come across the border.
Now, before we are going to presentation, we'll watch some video show.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm going to present a little bit a perspective globally, then I will talk a bit regional. I will mention Kenya a little bit, and then I will make recommendations or conclusions about this presentation.
My presentation is this: issues, challenges, and perspective for aquaculture development in Ethiopia. As everybody knows that fish is an important source of protein and fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals. In Ethiopia, the diets are dominated by carbohydrate derived from cereals, which have low protein, and eating fish cereals can certainly eliminate the protein deficiency disease that presently occur. Because protein, just biologically, they call them, proteins are the workhorses of biological systems.
I do appreciate the two presenters. The floor is open for the discussion. Thank you.
How far private sector is involved in aquaculture business, and what efforts have the government of Kenya and your research and development center is contributing toward development and motivation of private sector.
I'm very grateful for the presentation that we have had here today, and especially on the stimulus that the government of Kenya has put in. It is really commendable, and that is the way forward.
I come to the comment of Mr. Yared saying that there are 30 investors that have a license in Ethiopia for fish farming. Unfortunately, I'm the only one. And sometimes, I'm sorry to say, I feel I am an idiot, you know. And I want to come to this point and to say the reality, in fact, because people, they want to hide it. It's not easy to do that in Ethiopia. There are many blockages.
The economic stimulus program came as a result. You know, it didn't just appear. It was a result of a problem that the Kenya government had been experiencing as far as aquaculture development is concerned. One of the things that we were trying to do was talking to the commercial feed producers, fish feed producers, I mean, these are animal feed producers, to invest in aquaculture, because we knew the constraints that have been mentioned. I've mentioned some, and my friend also did some in Ethiopia. Issues of lack of fish feed, lack of a quality fish seed. Those things have been there for a very long time. Now, the government could not get any commercial animal feed producer to come into Kenya to invest, or even the ones that were already there, to invest in fish feed production. Why? Because they were saying there's no market for their fish feed. Similarly, the hatcheries people were saying, why should we invest so much money in hatcheries? Because there's nobody who is looking for quality fish seed. Nobody can buy. And now when you look at the farmers always complain that they don't have enough money to buy anything. So the government said, we are going to fix this problem by getting money down to the people.
Here in our condition in Ethiopia, we are not even recommended to use these cage cultures in natural water bodies in which there are fish species, indigenous fish species in that water bodies. We are doing these cage culture practices in communal owned water bodies, in man-made water bodies only, because you see, because there are different things we have to know. First, we have to identify the pros and the cons.
By retaining water, have you considered environmental impact assessment issues? while dealing with aquaculture, and what do we learn in this respect? Thank you.
Thank you. Good point. Any other? Yes, please.
I would like to raise my concern on the one aspect, and that is I've heard about genetic analysis introducing different species in aquaculture. I would like to know what is the experience of Kenya.
For the Ethiopian presenter, he said that they have a problem with culture. People, maybe the food, they don't prefer fish as food. And if that is the case, how are they addressing that to overcome it so that they can develop aquaculture? Thank you.
The issues of environment, how we have handled them in Kenya. In Kenya, we have the National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, which is looking at ensuring that all these activities that are coming up do not affect the environment. What we have done so far in Kenya, we are trying to do what we call genetic improvement programs. These genetic improvement programs are not what we call GMOs. We don't introduce new genes, novel genes into the fish. We are only using the fish as it is. We are only culling off fish that are weak and fish that are not good for that particular environment. We cull them out. So we breed the fish that are performing well in particular environments.
Due to the fact of the time, we have to wind up here. And I believe that this meeting was very, very, very learning. We have changed experience. So many issues have been raised in line with aquaculture development, even starting from the trend of globally coming to the Eastern African perspective. And I would like to thank again on behalf of myself and yourself, the presenters, Dr. Addis and Mr. Yared, for their very nice presentation. I thank you again. And thank you for your very participatory discussion which we have held. So we have closed our meeting here. Thank you.